love.
This would be, yes, it would be an upset, but everyone and anyone that knows anything about grass courts at Wimbledon knows Todd Martin can play on this stuff.
15-all.
Old Tim Henman better get that backhand, that back loosened up. Must have seized up when Sampras lost. What, he's out? No, it's...
And second service. (15-30).
A little opportunity now for Henman. He's starting to get himself pumped up. He's jogging around, jumping up and down at the back of the court. Really has to start pumping himself up, and the crowd.
Oh,
that'll get him going.
That'll pump you up. If that doesn't, nothing will.
15-14.
Got it very low, just rolling it across sharply in front of Martin. That's what you want to do. Make the big fella move, change direction quickly. 2 break points.
Oh.
Yeah, that serve certainly got up. Just got up a little bit higher than anyone expected. Didn't attempt to do too much with that. Just wanted to get that back into play. The serve was just a bit too good. Just one more.
Net for service. First game, second set.
Henman breaks in the opening game of the second set, but this is where, Mac, you'd like to see, and Pat, I'm sure you'd like to see, a bit more animation.
Well,
You don't know if he's won or lost a point.
He does. I mean, this is the sort of atmosphere that Todd Martin wants. If you're playing something in Davis Cup or whatever, you want the crowd to be a bit, tired, and you want the opponent not to get too pumped up. And you just sort of cruise through there and win a few points, sneak a break, and just get through the match without getting too much nervous energy in the crowd.
I think that's what cost him the first set. I mean, he was up that break, and he just didn't look like he was really that fired up.
15.
It looks to me like the weight of the world's on his shoulders. He looks worried. Or maybe he's worried about his back. Maybe maybe just all this pressure.
You know what they say about back pain, right? A lot of it's mental. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, 66 years of weight's on his shoulders right now.
I certainly played with a lot of weight on my shoulders as an Australian playing in Australia Open and here, and it can be absolutely unbearable. It really can. Mackie would have come from a long line.
It was nothing compared to what Tim's gone through, because you had a lot of guys before you that had won the Lavers. Hose, Rosewash, Newcomb, Stolly, Emerson. All these guys had won Australian Open. This poor guy, Fred Perry, 66 years ago, is the last Englishman. He's the first real legitimate contender that's been around in a long time. They've been in the semis twice now. Sampras is out. Time to get the job done. Not there again. He's got to go away from that, sir.
30 all.
Clearly, he's a little worried about hitting the serve into the body, or unless that was an attempted into the body, but or to the forehand. I mean, otherwise, I can't understand why he would go. He's just right nicely on Martin's backhand. Maybe he's having problems serving down the tee to the forehand. It's a bit of a mystery to me. There we go. That's the side.
40-30.
Not a lot of players believe in saving the best serve or best shot for a big point. So going out to the forehand, the weaker side on a big point. Personally, I don't like doing that. If somebody's got a weakness, just keep pounding it till it breaks down.
Net first service.
Well, this time, Henman confirming the break.
2 games to love.
Yeah, it was well done. Let's have a look where Henman is serving. 15 straight onto the backhand and 14 straight onto the backhand. 8 sliding a few there, but number 4, that's where I'd like to see that up to around the 15 mark.
You'd almost like to see the reverse.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Reverse. And he's obviously got a plan in mind. Maybe he's trying to open up the forehand for the next shot, volley, or whatever it happens to be.
15 love. $15 all. $30-15.
Eighth ace from Martin. Plenty of those have been out wide on the outside. 5 of them.
$40-15. Game, Martin. New balls, please. Henman leads by 2 games to 1, second set.
Still,
First set, Martin.
Tim Henman looks a little bit tight. How do you get rid of these now? Would you advocate Mac smashing a racket?
Is that the ultimate setup? Let me
really
think
feel,
about
John.
that a sec.
No, but would you? I mean, just to get loose and to get some emotion flowing.
If it's not in your personality, obviously he's not the type of fella that's going to go out and do that. But as I've tried to advocate the last couple weeks, I do think it would be a good idea to pull some of the energy from the crowd, bring them into the match, make them feel a part of the match. That's the part he has a problem with that I think he can accomplish without breaking a racket.
But if you're not that type of character, how can you get rid of those nerves and the tension if you're not that way inclined?
Todd Martin is not that type of character. I mean, he's a pretty mellow fellow. You've seen him at the U.S. Open. I don't know if you've covered the U.S. Open the last couple of years. This guy's gone wild with some emotion. I think that's
Carlos
helped him.
Moya last year, high-fiving in the crowd.
That's exactly right. He got to the finals one year. He got to the semis another year. And for me, in order for Henman to win this event, I think that he's going to need to do that. I mean, that's not totally out of character. It's just common sense is what it is.
I think it's also you have experience. You've got to say to yourself, and I believe tennis is 60% mental. I mean, because all these guys hit the ball so well. Henman's got to recognise
60%.
Well, no, it's
where do you come up with that percentage?
It's all down to winning the big points. And you win the big points when you're tough.
15 left.
If Henman realises, or whoever the player happens to be, realise they're a little bit down, they've got to pump themselves up. If they're a bit too fired up, they've got to calm themselves down so they have this peak. And of course, during a match, you will have peaks and troughs, and you have to adjust yourself accordingly.
30 left. Left. Henman leads by 3-1.
Well, that was a better second serve from Henman. Down the middle, a bit pacey, 108 miles per hour.
There's also 40 love, so that's a good time to try to throw in some more heat, see if you've got the feel. Overwhelming odds you're going to hold serve anyway. Henman does. He was up 3-1 in the first set. Be careful here.
Look. Left. $30-15.
That's where he's requested the commentators be quiet on that one. Where did that come from?
Perfect angle from Martin.
40-15.
Just high enough to be able to hit that down. Cutting down on that one, of course, with the angle, away it goes.
And also the serve I'd like to see Henman hit to Martin. That ball spinning into the Henman body.
Again, Martin. Henman leads by 3-2, second set. First set, Martin.
It's not the atmosphere I would have expected.
I think it's a couple things. One is obviously that match with Sampras that he just played. I think the crowd is just a little out of gas right now. Two is the fact that Henman hasn't really done anything to sort of get him going again. Three, I think the cappuccino machine's broken outside, or I guess they need a little bit of some tea and get him going again. And then I think the other factor that we haven't brought up yet, but assuming, and I'm making a bit of an assumption here, if Henman wins this second set and levels things at 1-all, I mean, do they have time to finish the match? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they can play more than a third set. You guys live here. How late can you go here? 9:15 maybe?
I reckon we got about an hour.
They played to about 9:30 the other night.
Did they really? 9:30. Boy, it's dark then.
Cedric Peeling, I think, about 9:30.
Well, the question will be, obviously, how long this set goes, and then the third set, at what time will they start a fourth set? So that's weighing on the poor fans' mind. We've been here a long time. These early starts now at 1 o'clock. It's a good thing they started at 1, by the way.
Yeah, well, certainly it's slightly overcast weather, so it's not bright, it's not going to stay light.
Still a packed house, though, and that's good to see. I mean, that's a new law they've passed. You're not allowed to leave a Henman match if he's down a set.
He's up a break here, Henman, 3-2.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, switch off your mobile phones. Thank you.
Normally goes unnoticed, that type of appeal.
Oh, that's great. Good moving out of the way.
Low 15.
He didn't go for too much here. Knew if he got the right position. Look at that. Plenty of air. Nice and deep. Didn't have to go for an absolute bullet like some of the guys do.
Net for service.
If you go to the backhand, you put some zip on it. Do not give Todd Martin time. It's risky even when he reacts like that. Just clip the tape.
(30-15).
I tell you, his back's not hurting anymore if it was before. It was stiff. He's loosened it up.
Leads by 4-2.
Great serving there from Henman.
There's 2 aces in the game. Henman maintains his grip on this second set, although it may not be the tightest grip that there's ever been.
15 love.
Well, that was great. Well done, taking the pace off that. I mean, that the disguise was fantastic. Looked like Martin was going to push the ball deep.
Net for service. Net, second service. Thirty love.
And Henman not happy with himself, trying to get himself going.
Forty love.
Well, Todd Martin attempting that half volley touch shot once again. He guessed and left early, and it was fun to watch, but no chance to win that point. He's still up 45. He's okay.
Game, Martin. Henman leads by 4 games to 3 second set.
We'll be back on centre shortly, but the big news here at Wimbledon today, the end of the Sampras era. The 7-times champion defeated by 19-year-old Roger Federer. Well, here is Pete now talking to David Mercer.
Well, there's no such thing as a good loss in my book. I mean, you want to go out and get the job done and win. If you play well or not play well, there's no consolation really. I mean, it's kind of shell-shocked a little bit because of you get so used to kind of getting through tough matches, especially here, and to kind of not get through it it's going to be kind of an interesting week. But there's no question I'll be back, and hopefully I can do it again. I know I can. It is more difficult as the years go on to keep on winning here and I know that, and eventually you're going to play someone that's playing great and things happen for him. If it's Roger or Krajicek a few years ago, it's going to happen, and I've won my fair share of close matches here, and today I came up a little bit short.
It's great to hear you will be back, because you know what some people are going to write. They're going to say, he's married now, he's into his 30s, he hasn't won a title for a year, he's past his peak. You wouldn't agree with that?
Well, there's certainly, week in, week out, certainly motivation is something I'm dealing with, but the game is still there, and I feel like I've got the tools, and because I'm hitting 30, there's no reason to feel like I'm going down. It's been a disappointing year, but usually I turn it up a notch here at Wimbledon and lost a close match, and obviously people are going to write, whatever, I'm washed up or whatever, but I know it deep down what I have in my heart, and so there's no question I'll be back, and hopefully I can do it.
But Sampras is out, and Federer will play the winner of the match we return to now on centre court.
Fifteen all. Martin won the opening point with a backhand down at the feet of Henman.
But more importantly, did you see where he served that? Right into the body. Just handcuffed Todd.
opportunities there to come in the net.
30-15.
Just not quite as quick as he used to be. And
You see those great temples?
Yeah.
He's just happy to be out there right now.
He's been great for a lot of years. He's got to get into the net at some stage, throw his body around a bit. Another good serve in the body. Third attempt this game. Two have been successful.
40-15.
Henman inching forward to
Henman leads by 5 games to 3.
levelling up this match at 1 set all. Don't think any of us can talk about the greyness of Martin's hair, can we?
I've certainly darn right there. I'm just happy to have some.
Cashy just dyes his.
That's
Oh,
right. Thank you,
oh.
Bales.
I'm one of the lucky ones. I only just started to go grey. That's just my chest here. And my head.
15-11.
Still dark.
Net, for service. Net.
Henman's doing well at the back of the court at the moment. And he's spraying a few balls. He's looking a little slow around. Henman's working the play, working Martin around the court.
Yes, 30-15.
Serve just